going on, everybody? This is the Wisdom Matrix, and this video is about how to become anything that you choose to, in regards to, emotions and stuff like that. A bunch of stuff, actually. How to just become anything you choose to be. So, how do you do it? Well, the easiest way, although it may sound, very impossible or very difficult to do, but the easiest way is just to choose to be this thing, to decide to. A lot of people think, and sometimes I'm one of them, that, you have to do something in order to be happy or peaceful or loving or whatever. But that's not true. That's not the case at all. And you can realize this if you just decide. And I recommend to start with, when you start doing this practice, is to start with peacefulness. Just decide to be peaceful. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to force it or anything. Just decide at that moment, and from that moment onwards, to just be peaceful no matter what. This, like I said, this is not a forcing. This is a letting go. I once wrote something that I ended up deleting because I accidentally deleted it, which is a bit unfortunate, but I wrote something that said something that basically goes like, when peace comes, or once peace comes, everything else follows. Basically what this means is that, the easiest way of really becoming more loving and compassionate and all these things is to become more peaceful, because a lot of the reasons why we aren't these things is because we're resisting or, moralizing or getting angry about something. There's nothing wrong with doing this. It's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work as much as, becoming peaceful and loving and wise and compassionate and understanding and forgiving and all these grand things. So like I said, I recommend you start with peace. So how do you do this, right? Really, like I said, the easiest way is just to decide at that moment, and from that moment on, or for as long as you want to do it, for like a couple of minutes or an hour or whatever, just decide to be peaceful, no matter what. This means that even if your mind's like trying to go a million miles a minute, just say, well, I decided to become peaceful. Anyways, just no matter what, not despite this, not despite, the fact that your mind is running million miles a minute, but almost because of it, because you're like, well, this doesn't really work. Peace is actually more effective, and peace, love, compassion, and wisdom and understanding and forgiveness is more effective than, anger, monkey mind, or a lot of other things, that come from a lack of peace and a lack of love. So, sounds very simple, and it is very simple. It's very easy, really. It's easier than people would think it would be. I'm doing it right now. I'm just deciding to, be peaceful and loving and understanding and wise and stuff like that. It's not real that difficult. It's not like I'm saying to myself, I'm becoming peaceful. It's more like a decision to become peaceful. Watch your what's happening in your body, your body, because your emotions are felt mostly within the body, like the inner body type area. So watch that, and when that happens, I decided to become peaceful. I'm going to become peaceful now, and not forcing it, but just deciding it and letting all that stuff go. not by force of will, but by realizing that none of this works. It's not even necessarily by realizing that none of this works, but because you decided to such an extent that nothing else can stop your decision-making process at that point. You're basically taking no. You're basically not taking no for an answer. When you're deciding, you're basically taking whenever it's something that remotely resembles non-peace enters your mind or your reality or your experience. You say, "I decide to feel peaceful," and you don't force it. You just decide, and from that moment, you become peaceful by letting it go. Not even consciously, it just happens automatically at that point. You have such a strong, desire or decision to just do this. Sounds very, very simple and very counterintuitive almost, but it actually does work. I've been doing it for about 20-30 minutes now. I mean, I've talked about how to become peaceful too. Like, if this doesn't work, there are other techniques on this channel, to help you become peaceful, but they're not going to last. This is really the way to make it last longer. So, so yeah, there's just not. Hold on a second. Pause this. So, it might be a good idea to create reasons to become peaceful. It might motivate you more to stick to this longer. And one reason would be because non-peacefulness doesn't work. For the most part, for at all, really. There may be some examples where it seems to work, but for the most part, it doesn't really work. And this is not me saying, "Oh, it doesn't work. You're dumb for doing this." No, this is more like it doesn't work. It's not functional. I'm going to do a video later about changing paradigms from right versus wrong to what works and what doesn't work. I might do that later today. Changing paradigms part 3 or something. But that's how you change your parts of what goes from peace to or non-peace to peace. And realizing that you're in a state of non-peace actually brings you to peace too, because you're like, wow. And then you become peaceful again. That's there's many ways of doing this. So this is just by no means a definitive guide, but it's one way, probably the easiest way to do it. So, anyways, this is the Wisdom Matrix, and I'll see you on the next video.